cooked on live the other day, Friday afternoon, about it. I might as well make it into a full-blown video. Yeah, I mean, son, what up, kid? I don't call you son because you're not mine, because you shine like one. What the New York Ninja say? What up, dead ass B? What up to my son, my queen son, Kobe? My heart, my son, my heart. Out to Henry Durag, shorty. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so, you know, his whole thing was to put money into the sport, to bridge the gap from not having great fights to having, you know, to having better fights or whatever, right? And what ended up happening was that, you know, he's still doing the same thing that the other promoters is doing for the most part, and that is he is giving us, you know, fights that we necessarily didn't ask for, or not the premium fights, but he's still giving us fights that we really didn't ask for the $80, $90 price tag, or for the pay-per-view price tag. So, you know, even though Usyk and Fury was a great fight, people in the States didn't want to pay for that. You still had to pay $80, $90 to watch it happen, right? And, you know, he's made the adjustments already. People saying, oh, you know, these fights start at 5 o'clock in Saudi Arabia, nobody in America care. Then he said, okay, I'll move some fights to the UK, I'll make some fights in the States, and, you know, they put them plays together to make these fights happen, you know, in the States and in the UK or whatever. And, but the problem is, you know, it came up yesterday that there's a possibility that Shakur Stevenson and Joe Cordina is going to be on his own pay-per-view, and they're going to split the card up. That's going to be the main event, and Bivol and Better Biab is going to be on ESPN+. You know, that they're going to be on ESPN+. And you may say, well, damn, you know, what's the problem? You know, even though Undisputed should be the main event, and it should be on the TV channel that's accessible to everybody. So I will agree with that, but you can't put Bivol and Better Biab on ESPN because it's college football. So they already got to deal with the SEC, I believe, Walt Disney, which is ESPN, to do football. So, you know, it's still for a good price. ESPN Plus is one of those apps that nobody actually likes because it really don't serve a purpose. Excuse me. It don't really serve a purpose, but that's nor here nor there. Because you can't even get regular ESPN on the ESPN Plus app, which is stupid, right? So, you know, in Turki, Alalshikh, keep making the adjustments, but the problem is we still paying $80 for the fights that we don't necessarily dying to see. And they came into the, you know, the problem was, well, ain't enough money. That was the fighters and the promoters saying, now it's not enough money. Now they want more money. So I told y'all, it ain't about the money. These dudes don't want to compete. They don't want to fight. They scared to take a loss. They scared to test themselves against the best. And that's all it is. It ain't. I kept telling y'all, man, ain't no fighter scared of no fighter. That's bullshit. What, they androids now? They don't have feelings. They don't have nerves. They don't have a nervous system. They scared to compete, bro. In a way, it's a different era. You mess around and become a meme and become an internet sensation if you lose or get knocked out. But as a fighter, you got to kind of, you know, put all that away. Compartmentalize that stuff and put it away. You just got to go out there and compete. So now when you offering, you know, trying to make the biggest and the best fights that the fans want to see, now I want 150 million, now I want 200 million, I want 2 Ferraris. You know, those are people comfortable doing what they doing, fighting a whole bunch of vagabonds and fighting guys they know they gonna beat, and they ain't happy with the admiration that they getting from the fans. That's as simple as that. They comfortable where they at in their career. They happy with the money. They happy with that. They don't want to go no further. They comfortable where they at, and so be it. So you can't, you know, make these top fights. You know what I'm saying? And it, you know, then again, like I continue to tell y'all, it was never about the money. It was never about the money. I keep telling y'all that. It was never about the money. You know? It was never about the money. But nobody truly wanted to listen. It's just a lack of masculinity in boxing. That's all it boiled down to, is a lack of these dudes being masculine. It's a lack of these dudes manning up. It's a lack of these dudes, wanting to be the best. They comfortable where they at. And also, it's a mixture of Floyd Mayweather. It's a mixture of Floyd Mayweather. It's a mixture of Floyd Mayweather as well. And the whole stigma about the O. So, Turki Alalshikh, and also my other problem is, you spending all this money. I understand you want to make money off your investment. I get that. You want to make money off your investment. I definitely 100% understand that. But then again, if you're doing the same thing that other promoters is doing, where you can't grow the sport, where you putting these fights like Crawford and Madrimov, and you putting these certain fights on pay-per-view, how can you grow the sport? You can't grow the sport that way. You can't say, I want new subscribers, but you gotta pay $100 to watch this. Like, there's no way. I want new followers of the sport. Even if you gave the kid the $90 to buy the fight, they gonna spend it on some Fortnite, or they gonna spend it on some Roblox bucks or Robux or whatever like that. They gonna spend it on that. They gonna spend it on that. So don't forget it. They gonna spend it on that. So, like I said before, he want to bring excitement back to boxing. He want to bring boxing back. The only way he's gonna do that is by making top fights, or by putting the type of fights you're putting on where everybody can see them for free, where they can be accessible at least on ESPN. That's the only way. And if he ain't gonna make the top of the top fights, and he can't get these fights on a TV network where everybody can get a chance to view them and watch them, on cable or on free TV, then he wasting his time. He wasting his time and his efforts. Straight up and down. So his theory ain't no different than nobody else's. What he's trying to do ain't no different from Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Bob and the rest of them. They charging us for every little thing. Remember, I said about a year or two ago that boxing is gonna go to pay per card. It's gonna be like Fight TV. You're gonna be buying for every card. And it's like they intentionally trying to destroy the sport. They intentionally trying to destroy this shit. And they putting cards. They putting cards on that nobody asked to see. They putting cards on that nobody asked to see. So his method, in theory, of course, this is first few shows or whatever, but in theory, he's seeing that it's just not about the money. It's not about the money. And then when he do make a semi-good fight in Usyk and Fury, American-wise, that people want to see in America, you still got to pony up your money. It's just too much going on to spend it on a niche sport, and on a sport where I can just watch it for free on my computer if I really want to watch it. I can watch this shit for free. Literally, I can watch it for free. So, yeah. So and he's just in the building phases of it, but he no different than nobody else. And I think his intentions are good. But he finding out that it's a lot tougher. It's a lot tougher than how he thought it was gonna be. He thought, I got the money and we gonna make these fights. These niggas don't want money, they scared to fight. If you can bring some heart and some courage, to boxing, then you will get better fights. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. So it is what it is, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, the subscribe button is the bell icon button, hit all notifications, increase your chance of notifications. We go live, drop videos, check out the Patreon, man. It's free for 7 days, check it out. Hit the link tree, find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, Facebook, the whole nine. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.